The next danger with psychedelics is simply facing fear and trauma. Most people who get involved with psychedelics are fairly immature and also tend to have quite a bit of trauma in their life from their childhood and adolescence. And they also tend to be fairly fearful. And so what psychedelics, of course, will do is they will deconstruct your mind and your reality. They will screw with your sense of what you think is real and unreal. They will get you to confront traumas, shadow sides of yourself, the sides and aspects of your psyche that you've been repressing and hiding. And so if you have a lot of that shadow material, if you have a lot of trauma you've been repressing, it's going to come out. Psychedelics will force that to come out. Now, that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. The psychedelic is doing this because this is actually necessary for your personal and spiritual growth. But that doesn't mean it's going to feel good. And it also doesn't mean that your ego is going to be prepared to handle it. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Really, it depends on how much is brought up, how quickly. This is why if you keep your doses low to moderate, you can gradually start facing some of your fears and traumas in a way that you can handle. But if you just jack up the dose without gradually ramping yourself up, it's going to be more than you can handle. And this is going to set you back. This is one of the counterintuitive aspects of doing this psychedelic work, is that you think that, like, well, I'm going to push my dose higher and higher and higher because, the more I can do, the better, right? Well, not necessarily. Think about it like going to the gym. If you just go to the gym and you haven't ever gone, and then on the first day you think you can bench press or squat 200, 300 pounds like you see other people doing because you think, oh, well, I should be as good as them. I don't want to look like a pussy or something. And so you try to squat or bench 200, 300 pounds on your first go. What are you going to do? You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to sprain a muscle. You're going to break something. And this is actually going to force you to stay out of the gym for the next few months. You might even damage your spine to such a degree that you'll have a spinal injury for the next 10 years of your life with chronic pain. And counterintuitively, this will actually slow your progress at the gym. So the proper approach at the gym is to go slow and steady and gradually build yourself up over a period of months and years to get to those very high weights. That's how people get there. Well, with psychedelics, it's the same thing. And one of the biggest problems I see is that people take one of those heroic doses because they want to prove their macho-ness or whatever. They're not able to handle it. They freak themselves out. Too much fear, too much trauma comes up. This scares them from ever doing psychedelics again, or it requires that they take a couple of years off just to reground themselves. And in so doing, they actually slow their progress. Psychedelics are just like the gym. It does very little good to go to the gym once and to lift a very heavy weight once. It doesn't really change you. It doesn't grow you. What works is to do a little bit consistently over months and years. That's what really benefits you. Same thing with psychedelics. But as you're doing that, you want to make sure that you don't freak yourself out so much that you get PTSD, anxiety, nightmares, depression, you fall into some sort of solipsism, or have some sort of profound spiritual or existential crisis that prevents you from doing the personal development work and the conscious work that you should be doing on a regular basis.